Give me a hand. 1, 2, 3, go. Good morning. Not sure if it's such a good one at the moment. We're trying to find a bit of muddy bottom last night to drop anchor, and we went up and down this creek for a fair while, and yeah, really struggled to find a bit of mud. Obviously all the walls have fallen in over the years, and it's a lot of rocks, so boulders, big boulders, so we're trying to find a patch that didn't look too bad. But I woke up through the night, I think it was the brakes on the electric anchor winch just sort of giving way every now and then. I couldn't really work out what the noise was, and I got up and I sort of grabbed the anchor rope. It was so tight, and then when I let a bit of anchor line out, bloody front of the boat popped up out of the water, so it was starting to suck us in. So we're definitely hooked on bad. So this could be bad. We might lose an anchor here. We'll let a heap out, and we'll try and do some loops around it and everything I know to get an anchor off. We're obviously using the eyelet on the end because of the tide. We'll do a 180 instead of using the slide. The slide would have been awesome, but just with the tides here it doesn't work. So we'll see how we go, and we'll try and get this thing off. Fingers crossed we get it. If not, jet ski's got no anchors left, because I'll be taking the ones off that mooring anchor, and then that means we won't be able to leave the jet ski here unless we can drag it up on the beach or something like that. But anyway, we'll play that by ear when we get to it. We'll have a go first. You there?
Yep. Oh, I put a tiny bit of damage in it. It's got lots of damage.
It's got lots of damage, has it? Oh, so
scratches.
I don't care about scratches, mate, as long as we got an anchor. That means we don't have to take the jet ski.
No, but that means...
Let's see what this looks like. That's alright. We got an anchor. You bloody beauty. Right. So this is what the bottom sort of looks like here. That'll be my anchor coming up there. I'll go back to side scope.
Holy
so that's what you're dealing with the bottom here. It's just Boulder City. So
Boulder City. Shouldn't that go off?
I was hoping to drop it somewhere in this area here last night, I'm pretty sure, because it's not a whole lot of boulder action there. There's a bit of mud you can see, but yeah, that side there of the boat was really bad. But yeah, we had a patch here that I found, and that's what I was trying to drop it in. We got an anchor. Let's go and get a barra, buddy. We're going to go back up the rock wall again this morning. Took me about half an hour to wake Hudson up. Yeah, it gives, what are we going to do this morning? We're going to vibe this morning, aren't we? So we've got the Real Action box out. Shout out to Real Action, sent us a heap of gear, so we're going to just vibe this morning. We're going to have a go. It's quite deep there, obviously, where we're fishing, so we'll deep dive our lure in last night. So we'll have a little go with some vibes and see if we can't snatch a barra. How about we call it snatch a barra? No? Let's go and have a go. Nice little crocodile. Sunbaking first thing in the morning. His head came up. Little cod on the olive vibe. No 90 centimetre barra, mate, but that's a start. Right, Hudson was dead set keen on coming for a walk and fishing up here. So here we are. Oh, there's a boil in the water there. This is all fresh water here now, obviously. Tidal zone's just there in front of the boat where we've been fishing. What? Yeah, there's another set of rapids up there. We'll see how we go. We can't leave the boat too long, mate. That tide's on the way out pretty quick. Nothing to report from the freshwater. A few massive bream. But that's about it. It was quite shallow, so the vibes weren't the best option. Should have bloody bring a little pack of hard bodies A little box there ready to roll. I should have chucked them in. I didn't think we were going to do this walk this morning. That's it. We've got to go all the way back down there to the cut. Yeah, check this joint out. Pretty bloody special. Anyway, get the foot falcons wound up. Got the gravy train running already this morning. You got a sweat on yet, mate?
No.
No?
Dad has to cook a cake.
Yeah, we got the Great Australian Cake Bake Off today. Might even cheat a little bit and do a dry run. See if I can still bake a cake. I haven't baked a cake since, well, probably a couple of years ago.
I can bake one.
So
I'll bake it.
we'll have to see how we go here. Pretty basic cake, I'll give you the hot tip. There'll be plenty of butter going on it.
Where do we sit?
Hey?
Where do we sit?
We'll just double check this isn't sitting on any rocks.
No.
Oh, there's one pretty close on this offside, but he's alright. See down there, the big one under the side. Anyway guys, I've got the gravy train running now. So on the down tools. Oh, I'm going to go and sit in one of these running water pools here, I think.
Sit in this place.
No, you can sit in that one, that's too small for me, buddy. Make sure everything's out of my pockets. Alright, let's go. I reckon I'm going to sit right in this one here, mate. This one's got my name all over it. Because it's only me that's going to fit in here. And no crocodile. Oh yeah! Woo! Might even turn me back to the water. I'll fit my big bunghole in here. Feet up over the edge. Ah, that's me. Look at that. What a backdrop. Can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink, unfortunately. Some beautiful little spa pools here. Really nice and relaxing, but there's nothing relaxing about a 7-year-old, I'll give you that tip. Look at bad blowy. Chasing you everywhere. Just won't leave me alone. Had a very leisurely day today. Went for a swim up the top there this morning. Came back, had our breakfast and cruised up to the boat we were on yesterday. I think we won the cooking competition. The old fruit cake, or as I like to call it, a rock cake. It hit the spot, plenty of butter, bloody crispy on the top, crispy on the bottom because I flip it, and it's bloody beautiful. So, but anyway, as always, good things come to an end. Out comes the first aid kit. So, as always guys, we use survival first aid kits. Probably the best ones I've ever seen out there for what we do. So this is the little guy, the little Ocean Warrior. So this is good just to rip out quickly. Had some bind it there earlier, and yeah, it's grazed his elbow and his knee, so we'll just get a couple of band-aids out and cover them up. We don't want any of them to get a bit septic out here. But yeah, so as always guys, like I said, survival first aid kits, look them up. They're great kits, really easy to use, really simple, everything's labelled internally. And yeah, they come in these wet bags, which are great for boats. So, and like I said, this one's a teeny tiny one, but it's got a lot of stuff packed into it. We've got the bigger one inside the box there. But if something a bit more major happens, we've got a bit more gear on hand. Band-aids and kids go a long way, a long, long way. So Savo, we're gonna head out and we're gonna go and check the ski. We'll go to Casuarina Falls, which was the first falls we went to, and we'll have another quick look there and probably a bit of a dip. We just had a swim at the little tiny one that we had a swim at last night just to cool off. Breeze has picked up again. It's looking like the weather's not going to be real flash for the next couple of weeks, which is going to make life hard for us, because everything we want to do is back out into the ocean and around to the next creek, or back to the ocean. Everything's ocean, whereas if we come from the Derby side once you've made that crossing to the islands, it's just island hopping from there on in. You know, there's not a whole lot of open water that you've got to traverse. But here, different story. So there is a window at the end of the day, somewhere between 4 and 8 o'clock most days. So we may be early dinner, 3-4 o'clock, and then into it. So try and get a bit of good weather to cruise out in the ocean. It's around the 20 knots. So 20 knots plus tide doesn't equal real nice conditions. So that's what we're looking forward to for the next few weeks, which is probably what we got left here. But anyway guys, I'll patch Hudson up and we'll pack the shade up. We're going to hit it and cruise up 20 mile or whatever it is back to the mouth where the ski is. We'll double check that and possibly spend the rest of the afternoon there. And maybe, just maybe, we might hit the open ocean if this wind buttons off in the afternoon. One of the most amazing things about this place is it's just gone on just after 2 o'clock here, and the shade is almost 2/3 the way across the creek, all the way up. You can just about traverse this whole system after lunch in the shade. It's bloody amazing. It just goes to show how high and vertical these walls are. I tried running the drone yesterday at that waterfall. Hopefully that footage came out. But I found with these walls and these hills, the drone doesn't like it at all. It kept trying to do its own thing and I was sort of fighting it a little bit, so I'm a bit reluctant to fly the drone through here. Just seems that obviously it can't pick up the satellites for its GPS, but it was actually trying to move itself, so I think we'll leave the drone a little bit and just film through the boat, and yeah, we'll deal with that. I'd hate to lose the drone so early in the trip. It's bad enough that the pictures probably aren't going to be that great, so we'll do the best we can, but we'll save the drone. It'd be awesome to get some wicked shots of the boat cruising through here, but like I said, it's just, I wasn't happy at all. But yeah, about halfway back to the mouth. That section back through there, that's spectacular. That's the amphitheatre through there. But yeah, how awesome is it to cruise along in the shade in your boat? I'll be taking the shade down obviously for the trip, but to be able to run most of the way back in the shade is a godsend. Alright, so we just topped our water off again. This is Casuarina Falls here, up the Berkeley River. Got absolutely soaked doing it, but it's bloody beautiful. Hudson hasn't worked out the wonders of a wet shirt yet. He doesn't seem to like it, it's too cold apparently, but it takes you 10 or 15 minutes. It's bloody beautiful, and you dry the chip after that. We've been trying for an early dinner for 5 nights now, haven't we? 4 nights, 5 nights, can't remember, lost track. But yeah, so we're trying for an early dinner, and we might see what this weather's like, and we'll do a run up the coast. Epic little spot here, just up above where the boat is. Beautiful water. I reckon when we come back through and pick the ski up, we'll time this a little bit better and we'll walk up that top pool there. We'll have a bit more of a look when we come back. Sort of went for a walk right down the end so we don't have to traverse the 20 something nautical mile again to get to the head of the creek there. So this one here is basically right where the jet ski's parked. This little creek starts, so it's bloody awesome. I reckon it's beer o'clock. Bloody epic afternoon, absolutely epic. Met some wicked people, just chatting to one of the tour guides and a couple of people at the Berkeley River Lodge. They're having a wow of a time, so yeah. Cheers to the Kimberley. Super early start this morning. Just double checked everything on the ski. All the shackles are tight. Just going to stay there for about a week 10 days now probably. So sun's just coming up. I think it's just gone, might be a bit hard to see, 5 o'clock, just after 5:15. So it's going to be a bit challenging this trip. We just got the privilege of getting a bit of a long range weather report there yesterday, and it's not real flash. Sort of nearly upwards of 20 knots every day for the next 2 weeks. But there is a small window in the morning and a small window of the afternoon into the night. So there may be a bit of night travel, which I'm not real keen on up here, but it's a lot of easterly winds. So when we come home, it's going to be straight into it heading to the east. So it's going to be hard work. But, we'll see how we go. We're going to try and get up to Gregory Creek today. Nice little creek. And there's a little island out the front of it. We'll be able to have a fish if it's not too windy, otherwise we'll hang in the creek. And then we'll work our way up to, what is it, Seaplane Bay. That's a big long bay. We'll get into there and then into the King George River. So over the next couple of days we'll work our way up to the King George, just try and dodge this wind a bit and this weather, and get back into one of the big creeks and spend a few more days up there, and then on to Columbaroo. Welcome back to another episode of, well, that didn't go to plan. So you're probably looking around thinking, geez, that looks awfully like where they were the afternoon before. And you're bloody dead right. We poked our nose out of the mouth of the creek and it was going alright, and out of nowhere, how rough was it, mate?
Rough.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So it comes that time in your life where you gotta, nah, we're not in that much of a hurry. So we turned around, there's probably 2-3 metre waves. It was shit, it was really bad. So, but yeah, so basically come back to the first little creek here just near the jet ski. Sandflies are quite friendly here up the creek. Just got the gas cooker out and we're going to cook some bacon and eggs. It's bloody, doesn't seem like there's hardly a breath of wind in here. Nice little breeze, but that's about it. But whew, out there, not real nice. So we're what do you reckon, mate? Yeah. Pretty sick, eh? Yeah. Cool little trick that we've learned along the way this trip is look for squash grass on the bank. This is a dead set giveaway that there's something great in behind it. All we noticed on this track was there was a little bit of squash grass about a foot wide, and have a look what it led to. Another beautiful waterfall and a beaut spot for swimming. Right, just give me a hand and we'll jump off the top. Here you go, ready? 1, come on, give me a hand. 1, 2, 3, go. Blew my hat off. Yeah. Good job. Thank you. Just swim to the edge over here. Now, I don't know about you, but anytime I jump into some water in the Kimberley, there's only one thing that's going through my mind. Is there a crocodile in here? So this was probably one of the quickest swims I'd done in a long time, but bearing in mind, I had to swim back. You're right, keep going. Oh, that was pretty hectic. Wicked.
Walk all the way from down there up here, and Dad can't get up. Oh, that's a nice waterfall down there. Had a nice swim back there. Oh, that was good. Can't believe that we've done that.
Don't get knocked off the edge. Best splash pad in Australia, eh? Hudson, what do you reckon? Better splash pad in the leader flag? Yeah, that's good. 1, 2, 3, go! Stand up, mate.
Can you stand the whole time?
Oh, no, there's the arse rock. We're swimming. Oh. Over to the rope that Hudson pulled out the water. Bloody good idea. That's a job first thing in the morning.
Getting up that.
Oh yeah.
Getting up that.
That's good. Right, let's go through the jungle.
Yeah!
Not a lot to report on the fishing side here. Hudson had the bright lime green vibe on this morning. He hooked that fish over in that other corner this morning. I think it might have been a salmon or maybe a big tarpon or something, I'm not too sure. It's had a big forked tail on it. And what else? He had a little cod on the vibe. So yeah, and the real action vibes, well, I caught nothing and the vibes did, so obviously must be working. But I've just had a, yeah, turned off, mate. Press it once, press and hold it again. There you go. And yeah, so I thought I'd give the drone a quick fly. I haven't flown it here yet. No one's here, it's pretty quiet, it's good. And crashed it. First time I've ever crashed a drone. I took off, I sit it right in the middle of the console here, in the casting deck. And I took off and there was this really big strong gust of wind, so as I took off I went forward and it crashed straight into the front of the boat, flipped over and landed upside down on the solar shower. So that was almost an expensive whoopsie. Nearly plonked her in the water. But yeah, just leave them alone please, mate. But yeah, so that was an interesting morning. But anyway, she's just about low tide. We might sneak out of this little creek and see what's going on out the front there. There is an island not too far, maybe a kilometre or two off the mouth. We might even slip over to that if it's not too choppy. I don't mind punching into it for a little bit just to get behind the island, just to get somewhere different and have a look and maybe catch a fish. But comes another gust of wind across the water there. Bloody, this is what came when I started the drone up. But anyway, keep soldiering on, finding things to do. Worst comes to worst, go and have another swim. So we braved the conditions and headed out to the island out the front of the Berkeley River. Really couldn't find anywhere comfortable to have a fish or anything, so we turned around and came back in. And as always, the camera just doesn't do the water justice. So for instead of sitting up the mouth of the Berkeley in the wind and the horrible weather, we decided to make the run all the way back down to the fresh water, jump aboard the Sea Eagle and have a few more beers with Michael, Xavier and Steph.